Good evening, troops, man. A wee salute there for you. We're back vlogging again. So as the title in the video says, I opened a Cocaine Anonymous meeting in my local community. Here's what happened. So, I've stayed in this community all of my life. And the generation before me, like my father and my uncles, and they all stay in this same community as well. I've put the link in the chat and we will leave that in the video, and that'll give you a link to the CA UK website and where to find us. So it's on tonight, every meeting, every Monday, 6:30 PM. Welcome home Mondays in the Fairhill lifestyles. It blows me away how these things have came about, man. So when I went through the big book Alcoholics Anonymous, it told me that selfishness and self-centeredness is the root of all of my troubles. So how do I go from selfish to selfless? The tattoos are new as well, by the way. And my own sobriety, man, I'm sitting here today like just approaching 19 months of continued sobriety, which was a fucking miracle, I can assure you. And I was very comfortable sitting on Zoom, very comfortable. But in step 12, I agreed to carry this message to the people who still suffered with alcoholism. And it just got me thinking, man, like, drugs and alcohol are in every second home in Fairhill and Hamilton. Every second home. And I thought, man, how can I give back to that community? That community where me and my friends terrorised it. We sold drugs, we took drugs, we stole people's peace of mind. And we just weren't very nice people, man. How do we give back? And I had this lightning bolt moment, man. And it was like, I want to open a meeting in this same community. And if I can just help one person, then it would all have been worth it. So I had to go to these different meetings, and I had to go and speak to people who are in area for Cocaine Anonymous and people who are the CA bigwigs in Scotland. And I had to go there and present my ideas, and this is what I want to do. And like, right, fine. So now I need to go and find a premise. And this is where it really became very personal and very emotional to me, man. So the generation before me, my dad and my uncle and all of their sort of friends and everybody I knew used to congregate. Congregate's a good word, by the way. Congregate at the Fairhill Civic. That exact same building where they would have been in there doing their business and doing whatever they were up to. That exact same building, one generation later, I went there and opened up a Cocaine Anonymous meeting. One generation later, I broke the cycle. One generation later, I start giving instead of taking. one generation later, I get to go back in to the same place, the exact same building that my generation before me, and I get to say, I no longer need to use drugs and alcohol to cope with life. Wow, man, wow. And what's really interesting is some of the people that I used to be in the madness with and been to the pub with have now started attending that meeting. How amazing is that? They're now starting to look to see how happy and healthy I am and say, John, what are you doing, man? And I get to say, I'm a very proud member of Cocaine Anonymous. I joined this group. I got a sponsor. I worked a 12-step programme. By doing that, I got connected to a power. And I haven't had to drink or use one day at a time for 19 months. That exact same community, man. Instead of taking, I put my hand down and try and pull as many people up with me as I can. The big book of Alcoholics Anonymous changed my life. It blows my mind. The book describes it as being catapulted into this fourth dimension of living, which is indescribably wonderful. And that's been my experience since I've started doing this stuff. To give back to the community that I took from. Wow, man, wow. So if you're listening or watching this today, man, and you've stumbled across me, I promise you right now, if you're done with drugs and alcohol, then there's a way out for you. It has a 100% success rate. If you're honest, open-minded, and willing to do fucking anything to get another 24 hours sober. I don't think about the rest of my life anymore, man. Because my delusional alcoholic brain can't process that. I no longer live in the past. I use the acceptance prayer. Because the past cannot be changed or altered. Tomorrow isn't promised to fucking any of us. But today, man, I always ask myself, who can I help today? And under no circumstances will a substance enter my body, one day at a time. So if anybody's in Glasgow or the surrounding area or Hamilton and you've stumbled across me, please come and join us, man. Welcome Home Mondays is a meeting in Fairhill Lifestyles for Cocaine Anonymous. And I wish to see everybody there, man. Have a good day, good night, and God bless.